If you've been following footwear trends for the last few years, you may have noticed a slow move away from trendy or hype sneakers to more dressier options such as loafers, derby shoes, and boots. This change in preferences, along with a lot of other reasons, have proven to be a huge problem for sneaker brands, as sales have been plummeting and inventories piling up. However, some brands saw this as an opportunity and have given us shoes that no one really saw coming. Sneaker dress shoe hybrids, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you the best shoes in this up and coming category. We have to start off the video talking about the shoe that really kicked off this whole new trend, and that is the New Balance 1906L. We first saw these at the Junya Watanabe Fall Winter Show in early 2024 in both a black and white colorway, and then we saw general release versions of the shoe starting off with a classic gray pair, some other louder mesh colorways drop too, and we've also seen more neutral pairs like a black mesh, as well as these really nice suede pairs, which I recently did a review on. And as someone who obsesses over sneakers, I really thought that this was one of the best designs in the sneaker world in the last several years. It really created a conversation. We weren't sure what exactly this was. Some people are still trying to figure out whether they like these or not, even though every single colorway has been quick to sell out and they've actually been very difficult to get. And the reason this thing keeps selling out is because they are, in my opinion, the best executed version we've seen so far of this sneaker loafer concept. It's not a new concept. Brands have tried to do this in the past. I quickly think about those Cole Haan shoes, but to me those are more of a loafer sneaker. They just pretty much took the top of a loafer and glued it onto a sneaker midsole and called it a hybrid. Similarly, there have been some other one-offs like this one from Reebok and also an Asics and GmbH collab from a couple of years ago, but those also failed to really catch on. Maybe because they were a bit too early, but also because I feel like those shoes were also much more of a sneaker than a sneaker loafer. However, these things in my opinion are not like that. They really managed to integrate the design elements of the New Balance 1906R into a loafer concept here. To me, the shoe is still quite recognizable as a 1906R. I feel like it's a very cohesive, well-built shoe. From a design perspective, to me this is the truest form of what a sneaker loafer combination is supposed to look like. And it's actually really wearable. I find these super easy to wear and easy to style. And it's also a super versatile option to have in your rotation because not only do these give you a very smart look, they're also super comfortable on feet. These might just be the most comfortable loafers you can buy today, and I've tried pretty much every version of this shoe, the mesh versions, the suede, and also the leather, so I do have the Junya Watanabe original ones. You guys do have to keep sizing in mind with this shoe because unfortunately none of these pairs seem to fit the same. I can give you my experience. So with the leather pairs, so like the Junya ones, and also recently there was this black leather pair that released, it does seem like true to size is the best option to go for in these ones, and actually they do wear in really nicely. The more you wear them, the leather starts to soften up. For the mesh pairs, however, I've tried those as well, and for me they do fit very tight when I go true to size in them. Especially if you're wide footer, you're gonna find these kind of uncomfortable. So in those ones I would maybe suggest going up half a size if you have wide feet. If you have narrow feet, I still think you can fit going true to size. And then for the suede ones, and I've actually tried both the black and the brown ones that have dropped so far, those actually fit really big right out the box. So I got those in my true size and they're way too big, so I would actually even suggest going down half a size even if you have wide feet. Going true to size in those ones, I was getting all kinds of heel slippage issues. So yeah, it's pretty strange how all of these pairs fit differently. Just to recap, if you're buying a leather version of the shoe, go true to size. A mesh version, go up half a size if you have wide feet, and for the suede versions, go down half a size from your true size. The next shoe I want to talk about, I've been really looking forward to them. These are also from New Balance and it is a brand new model. This is the New Balance Allerdale, and this is the original colorway that the shoes dropped in, this all over brown pair with a black midsole. But in case this colorway is not for you, there's going to be another colorway dropping very soon. In fact, I believe in the first week of April, which features white leather and has more of an aged midsole type of look. Almost looks like an ALD collab, to be honest. And these shoes are made in the UK in New Balance's Flimby factory, which is actually based in the Allerdale district of the UK, which is where the shoe gets its name from. And if you look at the campaign for the shoe, which I thought was really impressive, there was a real emphasis on these shoes being made for walking. I've seen people say that these aren't dad shoes, that these are actually grandpa shoes. And yeah, I can't lie, they definitely look like grandpa shoes, but I also think that's the point. It also seems to be kind of like an elevated take on the New Balance 550, which was maybe one of the most popular shoes from like 2020 to 2022. The retail price, however, on this is not cheap. It retails for $250 or 250 euros, which is definitely a lot for a sneaker, but it's not unusual for New Balance. A lot of their models are priced around the same, and also the quality of the shoe, the materials, the leather used on this is just pure butter. You get this very nice, very soft, beautiful tumble leather. Even the leather used on the lining of the shoe feels a very premium. You can just see the quality of this leather on the camera. It's also a very subtle shoe. I know for those of you who don't really like a lot of branding on your sneaker, well, there's barely any branding on here. The New Balance logo is very subtly done, and you can honestly barely see it, especially on this brown colorway. The lacing system on the shoe is something you typically see on hiking sneakers. It features those D rings. Unfortunately, the shoe doesn't come with any other lacing options. I would have liked to see how the sneaker looks with maybe some cream laces. And another reason why this shoe is more on the pricey side is because of the technology used in the midsole. They're using their fuel cell technology, which New Balance typically only ever puts in their running shoes and also on the 990 V6. And the 990 V6, if you haven't walked in those already, for me, they're simply the most comfortable shoe that I own. That's why it's my most worn sneaker. These also come with an Ortholite insole for added comfort. I will say, however, when having these on feet, it definitely doesn't feel, the fuel cell doesn't really feel the same like it does on the 990 V6. You don't feel it as much. You don't feel that responsiveness as much. This feels more of like a dress shoe, I would say, and that might have something to do with this very heavy rubber outsole. And speaking of heavy, this is a heavy shoe. So the weight of this shoe is over 20 ounces, which if you compare to some of New Balance's other models, like the 990 V6, which is only 13 ounces, this is way heavier, and you actually even feel it on feet. Like when I was trying to walk around in these, I could actually feel as if I had like weights on my feet. But that's kind of the feeling I also get when I wear some other dress shoes. So honestly, I feel like they could have made this a bit lighter if they were going for more of a sneaker type of feel. And for sizing on these, I definitely got this in my wrong size. I tried getting them in my true size and they're a bit big. Definitely feeling some heel slippage here. So I think for most of you guys, you can go down half a size from your true size. To give you a frame of reference, in most New Balance sneakers, I actually go with my true size, except for in the 992s, which I go a half size down, and also the 993s. In the 990s, the V3s, the V4s, V5s, I always go true to size. Although I've heard some of you with narrow feet also do like to go half a size down. But if I could just give you a one size fits all sizing recommendation, I definitely think you have to go at least a half size down in these. All right, now the third shoe I'm gonna talk about, it's definitely not for everyone. I'm gonna warn you. It's from Japanese brand Mizuno, and it is the Mizuno Wave Prophecy Moc. You can kind of call this shoe an OG in this genre of sneakers, because these actually first released as the Mizuno Wave Prophecy Infinity Moc all the way back in 2012. 13 years ago. Yeah, sneaker loafers aren't exactly a new concept. They're just a lot more popular now. And I think Mizuno chose the perfect time to bring these back because they really don't look out of place. Even though this shoe is an example of what I was talking about earlier, where it just simply looks like they took the top from a regular shoe and attached it to a sneaker midsole, I still think the shoe is very interesting and edgy. You got a suede moccasin upper here with some really nice quality. And also the ankle collar here features quite a bit of padding and also features a pull tab. So the ankle collar definitely feels more of like a sneaker. But this shoe, let's be honest, it's all about the base of the shoe. This midsole, which looks like it's taken directly from a science fiction movie. It features a sculpted, hollowed out design with interconnected pods that resemble an exoskeletal structure, almost like having shock absorbers on your feet. For sizing on these, I did get this in my true size of a US 11. For those of you in Europe, for some reason, US 11 in the Mizunos is actually 44.5 and not 45. So just keep that in mind. The size conversion can be a bit different with this brand. True to size in this pair fits absolutely perfectly. And I actually really love the responsiveness of how that midsole feels. It has the feel of a running shoe because it's a bit bouncy. I know this is one of those shoes that a lot of you immediately probably skip this part of the video just because you think these are hideous. But I think they're great. I think they're one of the best options right now in this category. And if you're looking to truly stand out, then these are the ones to go for. Some other options in this category, which I wasn't able to get, but I'm gonna tell you guys about in case you're interested. Hoka just came out with the Speed loafer, where they've combined pretty much a loafer upper with a Vibram trail running midsole, which actually comes from their Speedboat 5 model. So it's a running shoe, so I assume these will be very cushiony and comfortable. These released in a black colorway and is sold out instantly. They were impossible to get, but there should be some other colorways releasing. Puma also teamed up with Spanish brand Paloma last year to come out with the Night Fox loafers, a very aggressive looking shoe to say the least. And also we have a pair from Italian label Roa, which I think is pretty clean. Personally, I think it's great. I love seeing new ideas pop up in the sneaker world. Let me know in the comments, what do you guys think about this new wave of different types of shoes we're seeing? I can tell you, as someone who's used to pretty much just wearing sneakers 99% of the time, these types of shoes have definitely helped me transition a bit more towards other types of footwear. I love them. I can't wait to see what some of the other brands have in store in this category. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite, and of course, if this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button because I'm dropping content just like this every single week. And also, if you're looking for a chilled out, laid back, easy to listen to podcast about sneakers, then make sure you check out my pod, the Kickback Pod. Links can be found in the description as well. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.